and specific approaches will be the key to curbing smoking. The Australian National University has countered widespread perceptions that smokers are largely uneducated, unemployed and have poor mental health. Researchers are hoping the findings will help better target support to those who need it most. Oppenheimer was the big winner at today's BAFTAs. The movie recognised in 7 categories, including Best Picture, Best Actor and Best Actress. It's now the overwhelming favourite for next month's Oscars. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Hearing Australia's Hearing the Nation tour is delivering free 15-minute hearing checks for adults. Search Hearing the Nation today.
Australia is about to ramp up its preparations for this year's T20 World Cup. Starting on Wednesday in Wellington, they play a 3-match series against New Zealand. After claiming the Test Championship and One-Day World Cup last year, David Warner says they're chasing the trifecta.
If you do so happen to hold all 3, it'd be fantastic. I think it's just you become a very, very proud nation, sporting nation, and so for us it'll be great. It'll be very, very fitting for this group.
India has smashed England by 434 runs to win the 3rd Test on the subcontinent, taking a 2-1 lead in their 5-match series. It's England's heaviest defeat in 90 years. In tennis, Alex de Minaur has gone down to Yannick Sinner in the final of the Rotterdam Tennis Open. Despite the loss, de Minaur moves to 9th in the world rankings. And Melbourne Cup winner Very Elegant has died due to complications from giving birth to her foal. Trainer Chris Waller says the 8-year-old was in fantastic hands on a farm which did all it could for her. Very Elegant won the Melbourne Cup in 2021 and also took out the Caulfield Cup in 2020. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
G'day there at Holden Hill, a smash on North East Road near Tartan Road with delays inbound. Ingle Farm traffic lights playing up at Montague Road near Ballali Road. Got some works at Kent Town slowing things up to Kettleville Terrace near Rundle Road, and we're busy at the moment South Road at Featherton. Cameras today, Barramundi Drive, Hullett Cove and Bridge Road at Salisbury East. Save up to 40% off at Pet Barn with their big brand sale, or spot it cheaper elsewhere. And the price match it ends February 26 at Pet Barn, in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Mostly sunny today. Tomorrow, cloudy, a top of 35 and a warm night, an overnight low of 21. Partly cloudy on Wednesday, 34. And then sunny on Thursday, back to 29. Currently, it's 30. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, inside an SA animal hoarder's home. The images that have to be seen to be believed. Exclusive, the pensioner fleeced of thousands in a Netflix scam. The best family car, electric and SUV. Experts rate this year's top wheels. And the Adelaide membership that can unlock thousands in savings. And you might already have it. 9 News, your news. Nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Happy Monday to you. It is 6 minutes past 3 here on FIVEAA, and jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream because we're live for the next hour of the show. And it's a fun half hour coming up because on a Monday we like to talk pets with Dr. Derek.
Who let the dogs out?
Time to talk all things pets with Dr. Derek.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Dr. Derek McNair is from the Parade Norwood Veterinary Clinic. Hello, Dr. Derek.
Good afternoon.
Got it out there.
It's a tongue twister, but there you go.
Norwood Veterinary Clinic. There we go. Yes, got it. And I should also remind you, we do have a $50 voucher for the Pet Butcher to give away to a caller today. So jump on the phone. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Dr. Derek can answer your dog and cat and pet related questions. I wanted to ask you
Don't drop me in it like you did last week with the chook question.
You did. You noticed though. I was
yes, I noticed you stopped
there.
after dog and cat.
Dog and cat.
Thank you very much.
We ended up getting a snake question last week.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that one.
Look, I'm happy to say when I don't know things, so that's good.
Now we've been talking about Norwood today.
Mm-hmm.
The parade.
Yes.
Because the Greens have an idea to reinvigorate the tram to Norwood. They'd like to see a tram line extended from the Botanic Gardens up Paynham Road up to Portrush Road. What do you think about a tram in the Norwood area?
Not for me.
Not for you.
Thank you. No, I'm not a supporter. One is, I just think the disruption. I heard old Pratty on earlier on.
Yes, Michael Pratt rang in.
Yes, and you know, occasionally, but once a year, one of those trees in the middle of the parade might fall down for some reason. But they're there and they look good, and it's part of the parade, and so yes, I like it, and it's, you know, I guess I shouldn't say this. If you're fit, then you can actually walk from the city to the parade fairly easily. It's not that far. I've done it myself a few times, and so that's sort of easy. And I just think, as you're talking about as well with the Britannia roundabout, where are they going to take it to? The disruption, the digging, and when I've travelled in the tram in the city, there's a few people on it, but I'm not sure how well it would be used as well.
Yeah.
And just having that as a destination, anyway. Probably from a selfish point of view as well, the disruption outside my clinic, I would think would be.
Well, I don't think the proposal is the parade. I think I said that earlier. It's not. It's up Paynham Road, so it wouldn't actually go through the parade, which I guess is the busy part, right? If you were going to get people to Norwood, you'd want them to.
Yes,
go to
and if you're using it to sort of attract for the tourists, then obviously the shops at the far end of the parade are a big attraction.
Yeah.
So I can't see. I think the disadvantages far outweigh the advantages.
And you know what? You can't take pets on the tram anyway, so it wouldn't be.
Oh, that's shocking. Okay, that'll be something we'll have to protest at the Dunstan by-election.
Done. Rule it out. If you can't have pets, he doesn't want it.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Now, there was a sad story on Channel 7 last night that I wanted to ask you about, because there were residents in the area that were saying they had claimed that animals there had been deliberately poisoned. I'll play you a grab from Michaela Tootle. She's a volunteer at Paws Hillbank Haven Rescue, and she says they've recently found 9 dead stray cats in the area.
There are people that we fear have been poisoning them. We have found little drops of things in locations, and then we've had cats die.
Heartbroken. It's not okay. It's something that people need to not think is okay either, because a lot of people do. Just because they're strays, they don't deserve this.
It's sad.
Terrible.
And it's
terrible. I did see the story in the news, and and they did show a lot of little piles of stuff. So maybe they could take it, because there's a lot of labs around the not like Labradors, but actually scientific labs, laboratories. Thank you. Who they may be able to just to look at it. I mean, some of the things we can look at, like rat poison, is often very easy to identify. So, yes, to actually get, I guess, a diagnosis and what's been happening, but a shocking story. Shocking story.
What should you be looking out for? You know, sometimes when I take Murray for a walk, he'll just stop and sniff something, and before I know it, it looks like he's got something in his mouth, and it's really hard to, watch them 24/7 and make sure they're not eating anything they shouldn't.
Yes, if you're really suspicious, then go along to the vet very quickly, and there's various ways that we can make a dog sick, and if we do it within half an hour, usually whatever it is won't have been absorbed enough, and we do it a lot with chocolate. A lot of people suddenly, their dog sort of devours a couple of bars of chocolate from the coffee table, and so we'll make them sick, but also a lot of people will see their dogs eating sort of rat pellets or snail pellets are terribly, terribly dangerous. So that's probably the thing, is keeping control of your dog on a walk so you can see what it is. But it is hard. They tend to, they go off sniffing and you go, that's okay, and then if they've munched something, you haven't seen what it is before it's disappeared. So all you can say is a bit of vigilance and keeping an eye out for things. And with cats, keep them indoors. You lose control of them. There's been a few studies done. There was one done in the UK, it's about 20 years ago now, where they found all these cats who the owners went off to work and the cat was sitting on the front doorstep, and they came back and the cat was sitting in the front doorstep, and the owners thought that they hadn't gone anywhere, and so they put tracking devices on them, and they found that on average they went about 4 kilometres. And then
4Ks.
Yes, but cats are super smart, so they knew when their owners were coming back home, so they just go back and sit in the mat waiting for the car to come in the driveway. So they cover huge distances, so it's much safer to keep your cat indoors or have an enclosed area. There's various companies in Adelaide that will build enclosures really reasonably priced in your back garden. They can build them around trees, so the cat can climb up the tree but can't escape. So that's a really good thing to look into.
Yeah. Well, because we've got the stray cat on my street, or the homeless cat on my street that brought us a.
Was that George?
Freddie.
Freddie, that's right. I knew it was one of my.
Yeah.
Freddie's the dog I've got now.
Yes.
George was a previous dog. I knew when you told the story, it's one of my dogs.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, and Freddie brought us that headless mouse one day.
The present. Lovely.
Yeah, thanks for that. Haven't had any of those since, so thank you for that, Freddie.
Yep.
All right, so that's good to know. Try and keep them indoors. If that you do notice they eat something that looks bad, take them straight to the vet.
Yes, and different poisonings work in different ways. Snail pellets cause trembling and seizures. So if they look like they're basically shaking, look like they might be having an epileptic fit, then they can have an epileptic fit because of the snail pellets as well. So if you see something like that, quickly get to the vet. With mouse and rat poisons, they actually inhibit bleeding, and so that's how they work in the rats. So if your dog or cat bumps into something, then they start bleeding internally, and usually the signs we notice are in the gums. You'll often see little blood spots in the gums, or if they start to eat, then blood will start to drip from their mouth. So again, the good thing about rat poison is there is an antidote for that.
Okay.
But there isn't one for snail poisoning, so it's just supportive therapy to hopefully get the pet over it.
All right. Well, that's good to know. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you've got a question for Dr. Derek. And I might ask you a question about chocolate.
Okay.
Because you mentioned chocolate. But
Yes.
I want to know how much is too much. But we'll get to that after this.
Yep.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
I went to the season launch and Hall of Fame evening. What I loved was there was just good, straight, honest talk from both Ken and David Koch in their interview and speech.
No outrageous statements?
We didn't hear things that we may have heard before. And
We're coming? Didn't hear that?
Didn't hear that, no.
Rowie and Timmy G.
Redeem team, you liked that one?
I didn't like that one, and I didn't hear that either.
4 p.m. weekdays on 5AA.
$50,000 sitting in the bank doing nothing much? Interested in a direct mortgage investment? You could be earning 10% per annum paid to you monthly. That's right, 10%. Angus Securities has provided mortgage investment opportunities in South Australia for almost 25 years. Call 1-800-010-800 to discuss this investment offer or visit the Flinders Street office. Investments are not bank deposits and there is a risk you could lose some or all of your money. You may receive lower than expected returns. Read the PDS carefully to decide if the product is right for you. AFSL 232479. Visit Angus Securities to access further information, including the offer brochure and TMD. 10% per annum fixed interest paid monthly. You're better off with Angus.
Hear that? That's a breath of fresh air. Something we'll get to enjoy more of, with new laws creating more outdoor smoke-free and vape-free areas from 1st of March 2024. The laws apply to schools, childcare settings, children's sport, public swimming pools, major events, hospitals and jetties. To find out more about the new laws and how we're clearing the air for South Australians everywhere, visit clearingtheair.sa.gov.au. That's good. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Well, our pets are such a comfort, and to some of us, they're clearly part of the family. So show them you care and head into your local Cheapers Chips for amazing catalogue deals out this Wednesday.
There are loads of great deals like a bird flight cage, which as anyone listens knows, I know not a lot about birds, but I've just Googled a bird flight cage, and they're massive. So they're really good, and it's only $249. That's a saving of $100.
$100, that's not bad. Keep an eye on your pet and keep them safe at the same time with a pet training cage from $49. Yeah, we had one of those for Murray in the beginning.
Yes, they're very good. And say goodbye to chaotic cleanups with an enclosed cat toilet. That sounds good. Just $40, that's a bargain. And keep your pet comfy with a polar fleece pet bed, a must-have for only $10.
So get to your local Cheapers Chips for amazing catalogue deals out this Wednesday. Even pets live cheaper every day at Cheapers Chips.
As we all know, SA is going through a housing crisis right now, but McGain Real Estate really want to help. If you're a landlord looking to sell your property, but you're feeling a bit guilty about disrupting an awesome tenant, McGain have landlords ready to purchase your property and keep that tenant in place. The team at McGain have hundreds of landlords ready to buy investment properties, so there's no need to stress about asking the tenant to move out or waiting for the lease to end. Visit McGain.com.au.
Wave goodbye to your worries. Cruise Sale Day is here. Join us on Sunday, March 3rd at the Phil Hoffman Travel Glenelg Skydeck for free coffee, free ice cream, one-day only cruise deals, spectacular savings and insightful cruise talks. Whether you're new to cruising, drawn to the enchanting rivers of Europe, the sun-drenched shores of the Mediterranean or cruising close to home, there's an extraordinary experience waiting for every type of cruiser. Register today at pht.com.au. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 19 minutes past 3, and it's Pet Talk with Dr. Derek. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you have a pet-related question. Glenda is beautiful Moonta Bay. Hi, Glenda.
Hi. Hello, Stacey. How are you?
Oh, it would be a lovely day there.
It is beautiful. It's lovely this morning. A bit hot now.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, you've got a question about your dog?
I have got a question about my 3-year-old sheepadoodle, which is a cross between an old English sheepdog and a poodle.
Sheepadoodle.
She has
Beautiful.
a sheepadoodle.
That's
Her
very
name
good.
is Daisy.
Oh, that's nice.
Daisy.
So Daisy has what we think are nightmares every night. They're getting worse. Sometimes she'll have them twice a night, where she'll be in our bedroom and she'll go running down the passage and doesn't actually bark, but will sort of carry on, and we've got to get her attention and talk to her and calm her down, and then she just trots back into bed.
Oh.
But we've been to the vet about it. They've got no idea. Nobody has ever heard of dogs doing this before.
So
Not like Daisy.
she does it every night?
She does it every single night. Sometimes it's twice a night. Usually between, not always, but usually between 1 and 3.
Okay. And obviously there wouldn't be noises that were happening at the same time every night.
No, because we live in a very quiet area.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got no idea. And as I said, most times she's in the bedroom with us, sleeping in her bed, and then you hear her trot down, click, 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 running down the passageway.
When did she start doing this?
She's been doing it since I'd say good 2 years now.
2 years?
So she's 3 years old now.
And she does it every night?
She does it every night, yeah.
So you haven't had a good night's sleep for 2 years?
No, that's right.
Oh, Glenda.
Too scared to let anyone else look after her because we know what's happened.
It's going to be tricky. There's two things that you could try, and I sort of mentioned this with something last week with a different problem. If you can prevent dogs from moving around for whatever reason, if they wake up with a fright, I wouldn't think it would be nightmares, because You wouldn't
I
have.
don't think she's getting.
You don't have nightmares every night.
Every night.
Yes,
That's right.
So,
That's right.
so something must be waking her up, and then she, for some reason, feels this urge to run down the corridor and do whatever she does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we have tried shutting the door, our bedroom door,
Yes.
so that she can't move around, but that didn't make any difference either.
Okay. Have you tried shutting her in a more enclosed area?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
But we could do.
Yes.
Yeah, we could try that.
I would go to Cheapest Chips, and they've got really good cheap dog cages, and
$49.
$49.
$49.
Yes, bargain. And if you get her used to being in there, so you can maybe give her dinner in there, have it small enough that she can only really stand up and turn around. And that's it. So then when she wakes up, if you can get her used to being in there, then hopefully that will stop it. If it doesn't, maybe then after she's used to sleeping in there, maybe then move the cage into somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yes, yes. Because I'm not sure what's causing it, but as I say, if you prevent dogs from running around, you will tend to settle down any excitement, and often they'll just go back to sleep again. So I would.
Yeah, well, she does as soon as we calm her down. She just comes back to bed. She just comes back. She's fine.
Yes, I mean it's almost like she wants reassurance, and that settles her down. But why she doesn't in the first place, and why she sometimes does it twice a night? That's
weird.
Terrible. And I probably shouldn't advocate for this, but if it doesn't work for a wee while, you could talk to your vet and get some really sort of safe, very mild medication to try and keep her relaxed, just until she gets used to the cage. You could even give her an adaptable collar, which again I talk about quite a lot, which can help. But yeah, the first thing I would do is really restrict her movement and see if that does the job. But I can't really explain why it's happening.
No.
That's hard, Glenda.
No one can. It is hard.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll give it a try.
My Freddie does it probably about every 3 nights, but she hears somebody, so she gets up and barks down the corridor. But every night, unless she can hear like a train or a plane going past in the distance.
Very, very quiet area. Nothing, no traffic, nothing.
Okay, down to Cheapest Chips by the cage.
Yep.
I
think there's one at Kadena for you, Glenda. If you
yes, there is. There is. Yes, thank you.
And why don't we try and help as well by giving you a Pet Butcher $50 voucher?
Oh, that would be lovely.
They have an online shop, so I know you're probably a bit far away from their Adelaide stores, but you can buy online as well.
Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you so much.
That's all right.
You could get her some of the rare roast beef and put that in the new cage. That'll tempt her.
That'll get her used to it.
That'll tempt her.
All right, enjoy, Glenda. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let us know how you go.
Yeah, that's Glenda in Moonta Bay. And that Pet Butcher voucher, she's got $50 baked fresh, lean, healthy meat and veggie loaves every day for your fussy, furry family. That'll definitely make her dog nice and comfortable in that pet
Very
pen.
good. Very, very good.
8223 0000 is the number to call if you have a question for Dr. Derek. We do have a text here from Ryan in Mount Barker, Dr. Derek, because we were talking earlier about rat bait and snail bait, which can poison pets. Ryan says, is there a pet-friendly snail bait that you can use in the garden?
I'll have to have a look into that. I know there's pet and child taste deterrent ones, but I don't trust those. I have had one dog who's eaten it, so it says taste deterrent. It doesn't guarantee that they won't eat it. So, but that's a start, I guess. There may be. I think there was a couple of years ago, and that is no longer in the market, but I don't know whether there's one now. But the other thing that works, if you can bear to part with your beer, is actually just putting a glass or a cup of beer in your soil, and that attracts the snails, and they have a lovely... They
snails
go,
are beer drinkers, are they?
Yes, and they fall into it, so that's... not that we like killing anything, but that'd be the nicer way to go.
If you need to get rid of them,
I think than snail pellets.
Not a bad way to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, caught up. So you put beer in a cup.
Yes.
And then do you sort of bury
and you
the
put
cup
it down
a little bit?
Yes, the level of the cup is level with
Ground
the top of the
floor.
soil. Yeah, and then the ground floor.
Sorry, ground level.
Ground level.
Yeah, don't put it on second floor.
Yeah. And then the snail comes along, it smells good, a bit of Cooper's there, and then hops in and yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, if you can bear to part with some beer,
yes,
it's not a bad option.
Yeah, no, it's a nicer option, I think.
Yeah, wait. Oh, too bad it's not Christmas time. I was going to say, wait for your uncle to fall asleep on the couch with a beer in his hand. Do you have that? We always have an uncle at our Easters and Christmas that he falls asleep on the lounge with beer in hand, and when you're falling asleep,
and I'm nodding forward,
you sort of nod forward, and the beer sort of goes with the head.
Yeah, and then you take it off them when they wake up.
Yeah. No, give me that back. I wasn't asleep.
No, you're not having that.
Don't take my beer. We also have a text here on the text line 0448 08 1395. Good afternoon, Stacey and Derek. I'm wondering why rat poison is still allowed to be sold at the supermarkets and other hardware stores. I feel that greater restrictions need to be put on these products. They're so cruel and have an effect on native wildlife and birds who eat rats and mice affected by the poisons. That's Gail in Salisbury Heights. Yeah, I guess that's more of a...
It's well, I can't answer that one.
No.
But it is a fair point.
Yeah, it is.
Because, they are lethal. They're shocking. So it is a fair point. I guess if you're up in the country and you get those mouse plagues and stuff, you'd sort of use anything to protect yourself. But yes, it is a fair point.
Yeah, I wonder if there would be a way not to restrict the amount you could buy. I guess, like you say, if you need them, if you're on a big property, but even just monitor who's buying them. Take a driver's license when you go to get them or something like that.
I mean, you're meant to with the rat poison. You're meant to sort of put them in a pipe, like a drain pipe, something that's small enough that cats and dogs cannot get into. So you're meant to have them somewhere, and they sometimes come supplied with a little sort of enclosed house.
Enclosure thing.
That the openings are just big enough for rats to get into and will keep out other animals, which is good. So that's what you're meant to do, and obviously with snail pellets as well, you can spread them very finely on the ground and make sure if you've got pets that they cannot get close to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Important reminder, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure.
Really
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Dr. Derek here every Monday to take your pet-related questions. And well done to Glenda. She got the $50 Pet Butcher voucher. Just a reminder, I still have a family pass to Wallace Cinemas to give away for the best caller this afternoon. And we've still got our gluttony giveaway to do as well. That's all coming up before 4 o'clock. But up next, we are revisiting the idea of the tram. We're stopping at the station and we're waiting to see if the tram will arrive up to Norwood.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. A new road safety campaign focusing on the importance of wearing seatbelts was launched by police today. There's growing speculation. It'll be announced tomorrow that only 6 Hunter-class frigates will be built in Adelaide instead of 9. The death toll after a tribal massacre in Papua New Guinea has risen to 64. And 2021 Melbourne Cup winner Very Elegant has died after suffering complications while giving birth to her foal. The latest forecast mostly sunny today, tomorrow cloudy and 35 at the top. Currently it's 31. More news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
G'day, Rowie here. This 5AA Play app is so easy. Here's what you do. Open the App Store or wherever you have apps on your phone. Search FIVEAA Player, okay. Hit download or install, and now you can listen to 5AA while you're fishing for a King George whiting, you're out on the golf, you're mowing the lawn, watching the kids. It's as easy as that.
The 5AA Player.
Xero connects me with all sorts of things for my business, like my bank, my apps, even my bookkeeper.
Numbers looking good.
That was my bookkeeper. Zero is business, but better. Try Zero free for 30 days. Visit xero.com.
Getting off the couch, stepping out with new friends, hiking up a hill, or walking around the block. When you choose walking, every step is a victory. Because wherever you're going, walking wins. It doesn't matter how or when or where you do it, for a healthy mind, body and heart, walking wins. Discover more ways to win at walking with the Heart Foundation. Go to walking.org.au.
With HCF Life Insurance, you get up to $1.5 million in payment and extra support like grief counselling to help in the hardest of times. The only thing you won't get is a fancy welcome gift, because we spent all our money making our life insurance great. So get Life Protect today and you could get a free gift from our office, like this bubble wrap Kitty and Finance found. Kitty, that's for the members. HCF, we put our money where our members are. Conditions apply. Product issued by HCF Life. Consider the PDS and TMD available on the HCF website.
We're for the adventures. Because every getaway, you secure the bike to the tow bar, pack the boot like a game of Tetris, and listen to the kids ask, "Are we there yet?" for the 100th time. You support quality family time, and we support you. Wayville and Southern Mitsubishi. Right now, you're good to go adventuring with a $2,000 fuel card on all 2023 build Triton and Pajero Sport models. Wayville and Southern Mitsubishi, driven by Australian Motors. Family time runs in our blood too. T's and C's apply.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Since March 2020, the value of an average home in Adelaide South has grown by $288K, in the north $243K, and in the west by $273K. And the median price in central Adelaide and the hills has soared by $358K. From Westbourne Park to Windvale, from Kensington Park to Kilkenny, we've led the charge with 52 suburb records, more than any other agency in South Australia. Go to toop.com.au to find out more.
Hi, I'm Steve Wormald from Walco Liners and Covers out at Paraka. We're a manufacturing business. Well, I think, someone my size in business, you probably think not to advertise or don't advertise, which is about the worst thing you can do. If you're starting up or if you need more work, you've got to get out there and advertise some way. Radio, it's a very personal, intimate conversation you can have. If you throw it over to the AA creative team to structure ad, you'll get suggestions when to run it, how to run it, and it's surprisingly affordable. It's not what you think it probably is.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 25 minutes to 4 here on 5AA, and we've been talking this afternoon about the Greens idea. Robert Sims, Greens MLC, has suggested a tram extension to Norwood should be back on the agenda, and he thinks that it could be extended from the Botanic Gardens up Payneham Road, finishing before Portrush Road, but he's open to working with the community and planning experts to identify what the most viable route would be. Thought we'd get the perspectives of the government and the opposition. The government is in their cabinet meeting today. It's been a 3-hour cabinet meeting today. So we'll see if the Transport Minister Tom Koutson-Tonis can spare a little bit of time once that meeting finishes. But before we get there, Vincent Tarzia is the Shadow Transport Minister, and he joins you now. Vincent Tarzia, hello. Oh, I forgot to press the button there. You there?
Good afternoon, Stacey.
Yes, hello. What do you think of this idea?
Sounds like a pretty robust cabinet discussion that's going on there, Stacey. Good afternoon to your listeners. Look, in regards to trams, I think this was something that was looked at by the then government and comprehensively rejected, quite frankly, in 2018. Look, what my residents are telling me that, at the moment, congestion in the city and the inner suburbs is one of the biggest issues day to day. And don't forget, Adelaide is the third most congested city in Australia at the moment. And look, I think ripping out trees in a blue chip area is a terrible idea. I think there are things worth looking at, like perhaps road widening, key intersection upgrades, more frequent buses, more electric buses, yes, but the residents certainly rejected it at the time, and I just can't see that changing. I think, there was a figure that was used this morning of around, $100 million per kilometre. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to priorities. And I'm just not convinced that with that cost and also the time delay, that warrants, to the level that people would want. So I just can't see how the productivity is going to be there for the time, congestion and cost involved.
All right. So, there's a Dunstan by-election going on. The Libs aren't willing to stick their neck out and say you like this idea?
No, I think what people do want, though, is they do want to see these e-scooters legislated. Suburbs like, Kent Town, Stepney, Fullerton, suburbs close to the city, I think people want to see alternative modes of transport utilised. I think there is a case to be made for, as I said, more electric buses for decarbonisation, which is excellent. We all know we've got to be doing better by the environment. More regular bus services are always welcome, but no, I've got to say, just given the massive investment and the congestion, the disruption, and just ripping trees out of as I said, what is blue chip suburbs, I just can't see how that is going to be welcomed by anyone, quite frankly. But if the government does a feasibility study, we would of course review it because it hasn't been done in a while. But I just can't see how those fundamentals are going to stack up.
All right. Well, it looks like the cabinet meeting's finished, and Tom Koutsantonis, the Transport Minister, is able to join us now. Minister, you're awake. Thank you for sticking with me. How'd your 3-hour meeting go?
It went really well. It went really well, Stacey. You should look. Meetings are important, but I try my best to stay awake when I can.
Yeah, good work.
Vincent nearly put me to sleep, but that's normal.
Is that my job?
Yeah. All right. Well, Minister, will you consider this idea, a tram to Norwood?
Look, no. And we took it to the 2018 election. You might remember we took nearly a $5 billion expansion of our tram network over a 20-year period from 2018 on to go much larger network in the CBD, much larger network out into the suburbs, tram to the airport, tram up to Norwood, tram out to Prospect. Well, it's comprehensively rejected by the people of South Australia. And if you look at what the Greens are proposing now, it would mean a lot of tree removal. It would mean a lot of disruption to the local businesses, and it would add to congestion, especially when you're traffic sharing. And best practice now for trams is not to traffic share, that is not to have cars on the same path as a tram. And I heard Vincent's suggestion about road widening. That would be probably disadvantageous to small businesses in that area as well. So I think the solution firmly is public transport, and that public transport's buses. So when we came to office, the previous government were ordering only diesel buses. We've now cancelled that, and we're only taking our hybrid, fully electric battery or hydrogen fuel cell buses. And I think what you're getting from that change now from the government is a lot more focus on us. When we get our trains and trams back into public hands, we're going to release a lot more policy about getting people onto public transport and out of their cars, because we all save when that happens. When people catch public transport, we save money on road maintenance. People save money on fuel, insurance,
exactly
road
what
costs.
this idea is, though? More public transport?
Yeah, but the thing about trams is they're good in some areas, but in other areas they can actually detract from the outcomes you're trying to achieve. The thing about buses and work practices is that people are changing their work habits. The idea that everyone works in the city, that work patterns don't change, is just not right anymore. It's a new world. People are working from home. They're working in different places. Buses offer a lot more flexibility for us. I don't discount how popular trams are. They are very popular in some parts of the city. But if you put a tram up to the Parade or Payneham Road or McGill Road, the amount of disruption that you would have to do to that sort of traffic infrastructure would be quite dramatic, and the footprint would be quite large. And I'm not sure you'd get the benefit. Yeah. But look, if you want to have bang for your buck, and when you're not responsible for the budget, like the Greens are, they can come out and make these sort of asks, let's have a look at it again, which is not necessarily unreasonable, but we have looked at it in detail.
So it's a no from you. Will you do a feasibility study, or it's a no altogether? You're not even going to explore it?
We're always exploring public transport options, but there's not going to be a tram to the Parade. It's not going to be a tram up Payneham Road or McGill Road. No.
All right. Now, Minister, I know you were in your extremely long cabinet meeting today, so you would have missed the very interesting, if I do say so myself, conversation we had at the start of the show about road rage. Apparently, South Australia is the second most angry, drivers in South Australia are the second most angry drivers in the country, just after Victoria. 72% of us have been tailgated by another driver, and the national stat is 57%. Are you surprised by that? Are we particularly angry here, do you think?
I've not seen that. Look, I don't know who did the study, and I don't know what the validity is of the stats, and I don't want to dispute that, but it's not been my experience. I think South Australians are relatively polite and are quite courteous on the road. I see it all the time, and I don't think that matches up to my lived experience. But look, no doubt there are always isolated cases of road rage across the country, if not the world. But I don't think we're a standout. But I'm prepared to be proved wrong, but it's not been what I've seen.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, Minister, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is Minister Tom Koutsantonis, the Transport Minister, and also thank you to Vincent Tarzia, the Shadow Transport Minister. There you go. The Minister says he doesn't think that occurs with road rage in South Australia. This is what caller George in Moana had to say earlier.
Well, I have to say South Australian drivers are the worst in Australia, without a doubt. And the reason I say that, they're inconsiderate. They don't care. In Victoria, if you put your indicator on, they will let you through every time. You come to South Australia, they're totally different.
So there you go. That's what George thinks. He thinks we're the worst in the country. 8223 0000 is the number to call to have your say. And I still have a family pass to Wallace Cinemas to give away to the best caller. So get on the phones now. Maybe you're in the car at the moment. Do it safely, of course. Call safely. But 8223 0000 is the number.
Catch the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry. Now Tuesday nights from 6:30. Thanks to TJM. Four-wheel driving? If you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped. Nailsworth and Clovelly Park.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, Lee.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. They know how debilitating it is. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae, and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
It was after my second bottle that I noticed the difference. My pain has all but disappeared. It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Arbor Vitae is an easy-to-take daily supplement that may help manage some of the most common health disorders caused by inflammation. Arbor Vitae health supplements are now available at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. Visit arborvitae.com.au. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
At Coles, make lunch or dinner a chicken winner with Coles RSPCA approved chicken breast schnitzel plain crumb 600 grams down to just $9 a pack. That's our lowest price in 18 months. That's great value, hands down, at Coles.
Get a read on your year. Get better at money stuff. Get a different point of view. Get your travel on and get in the game. Get school lunches absolutely nailed. Get more out of 24 with The Advertiser. We're for you.
If you buy your kids mouthguard from the chemist, you're not really protecting their teeth. Only a Pearl mouthguard from your dentist can offer the proper protection. You can also have them made in the colours of their team. Your Pearl mouthguard can also be fully claimed on your private health cover, which your dentist can help you with. Play it safe. Ask your dentist about a Pearl mouthguard. Search Pearl Dental SA for more.
Stephen K. Amos returns to the Adelaide Fringe with his hilarious new show, Oxymoron. Join Stephen for an hour of solid jokes and guaranteed laughs.
Remember, guess who? 24 characters, no Indians, no Chinese, and only 2 black guys. So obviously very difficult for me and my family to play, because most of you look the same.
Stephen K. Amos, Oxymoron, February 16 to March 3rd in the Garden. Book now at adelaidefringe.com.au.
It's time to take a closer look at a Peugeot with drive-away offers on new and demo SUVs. like the Peugeot 3008 GT SUV from an alluring drive-away price. With an elevated driving position and the latest safety features, this mid-size SUV epitomises style and comfort. Take advantage of new and demo SUVs available for prompt delivery while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Head to Peugeot.com.au or visit your local Peugeot dealer today.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 12 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. I still want to get your thoughts on road rage and tailgating. 8223 0000. Timmy G's in the studio, and I can just imagine you are a road rager, aren't you? I can just see you get fired up so easily. I can imagine you in the car. I would not want to be on the road with you.
Yeah, I'm not going. I don't want to put this out there, but when people cut me off, it actually amuses me. So I start laughing because I think, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
What are you in such
Are you
a
concentrating
hurry
at
for?
all? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hurry bit is the bit that always amuses me because they'll weave in and out of traffic and then you'll get up to the same set of lights as them and they're still sitting there.
Yeah.
And I think I've timed it once by if you caught every light or you didn't catch any light, it's like a 2-minute maybe difference in 20.
Yeah.
It's not helping.
No.
No. So take it easy. I never ever beep anybody either.
No beeping?
No beeping. No
What about
horn.
the finger?
No
Never put
flipping
the
of the
finger up?
birds. No, because I just feel like whatever's happened. It's not going to improve the situation,
No.
is it? It's probably only going to make it worse.
Yeah.
So let's,
A very wise man.
let's keep cool, man.
Let's keep cool. Calm down, everyone. Speaking of keeping
Yeah.
cool, what are you doing after 4?
Yeah, I know. Well, we're going to do a sports show. And
Oh, yeah?
footy's back
This
because
is something
we had 2 trials.
Yes.
Port played Port, Crows played Crows, and we both won. So that was terrific.
Oh,
so
well
everybody's
done,
happy about that, which is
everyone.
good. But look,
It's like 12-year-old sport again.
It was
Did they keep score?
Yeah, it was
Or-
a bit of lunchtime footy.
Yeah.
So, no, they both got through reasonably unscathed, which is good, but they'll play each other in a bit of a trial on Friday night.
Yeah.
We're actually going to head down there and do that game, but we'll dissect both teams, see how they came up, have a few interviews and talk. Just that footy is back. And
Footy is back.
That's what we're excited about.
Feels good, doesn't
Beautiful.
it?
All right, you have a good show.
Sounds good,
You've been
Timmy.
good.
Thank
Keep
you.
it up.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I might come back tomorrow if that's all right with you. Go. Yep. All right, sweet. Sounds good. All right, let's talk about road rage. Craig in Salisbury East is on the phone. Hello, Craig.
Hey, Stacey. I'd have to agree, South Australian drivers are pretty bad. I recently was in Melbourne and I was out of my depth because I was a bit lost. Put my indicator on and literally it was like the waters parted.
What, you
just-
put your blinker on and someone actually let you in?
They made a gap. Like, because I was a bit lost on the freeways, I had to do it 2 or 3 times, and they just moved.
Isn't
And
that
it was
great?
like, I was like, wow, this is really good. And then you come back to South Australia and you put your indicator on, and they speed up and come past you.
No, I know, it infuriates me, Craig. I think I'm just trying to tell you where I'm going. I'm putting my blinker on to say I need to get over there. Well, I don't understand this thing of people not letting you in.
It's their road, and they're on it, and you get out of their way.
That's right. That's where I go wrong, Craig.
That's correct. You've got to realise, and there's another thing that's wrong with you too. You support the wrong team, I'm afraid.
Oh, there's an issue with your phone line, Craig. I think I've just lost you there. Oh no, what was that?
That's my little. You're being naughty.
I'm scared. Is that actually in your car?
That's in my truck. Yeah. So if I get a driver in front of me that does something wrong, that's what they get.
That's your horn.
Well, it's one I've added because if I blast people, they get cranky. So I just give them a friendly.
A little friendly beep beep. Okay. All right, Craig. Thanks for the call. That's Craig in Salisbury East. I don't want that horn to go off at me again. That was a little bit scary. Don't mind it though. What about Mary in Port Adelaide? Mary, what do you think about road rage?
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
I was just got out of my car and went to, nip down to the local shops on 2 different occasions. These big 4-wheel drive things wouldn't let me, cut me off, wouldn't let me in. And then I got, tailgated by another lot. and it's like a 5-minute drive.
It's horrible. It's a horrible experience being tailgated.
Yeah, it is. I've got a little solution. When I'm in the when there's a stop sign and we're waiting or traffic lights, I put my hazard light on when they're getting too close to my backside. And they think, oh, something wrong with that car. And they give me a bit more space.
Ease off. Mary, I like that idea. They think, oh, no, there's something wrong with her car.
Well, you see, I was born with a congenital deformity of my spine, a really good solid crack up the back, might split my spine, and then I'm going to be in a wheelchair. So that's what I do.
I like that idea, Mary. Thank you for the call. That's Mary in Port Adelaide. Let's go to Vinny in Grange. Hi, Vinny.
Howdy. Look, I was cut off one time, but I thought I won't get angry. I'll just put my hand up and say, well done, like to make sure that there's no anger, because you've got to be careful. And one more thing, when you've got a small, narrow road and you've got cars parked both sides, if one holds back, the other one can get through, and you always get a wave. And that's what I like when somebody waves, you say thank you. That's appreciation.
Yeah, but
and that's pretty good both ways.
Do you always get it, Vinny? Because I get really annoyed when I don't get the wave. I always give the little, it's just a little finger, one little finger.
You'll get that one or two. You'll get that one or two. I mean, but most of the time, it's just to say the thank you for letting me through. That's all.
Yeah, I know. You have to do the thank you. I get annoyed when I don't get the thank you, though.
I know how you feel.
And it's on a street near me at the moment. There's a couple of houses being built, and so there's a lot of tradie vans that line both sides of the road. So, it's a good 300 metres that you've got to wait and see if there's another car coming to wait.
Well, you've got to keep your eyes open, of course.
You do, don't you?
Thank you.
All right, Vinny, thanks for the call. Really appreciate it. That's Vinny in Grange. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you'd like to have your say, but it's also the number you need right now if you want tickets to the Fringe. Sorry to those of you who are on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream, because I'm dancing along. That's the circus music. 8223 0000. It's the number to call if you'd like a double pass to Rouge. It is a circus for grown-ups. I can pretty much guarantee you won't hear any of that circus music because it is a grown-up show. It's on every day of the Fringe, but I've got a double pass to the performance on Thursday, the 29th of February. It won Best Circus at the Fringe in 2020, and Rouge is back. A non-stop celebration of astonishing, surprising, subversive, and supremely sexy. Ooh, okay. It's a bit of an adult circus then. 8223 0000 is the number if you'd like the tickets. Oh, Graham got in nice and early. Hello, Graham.
Hello.
You're in West Lakes.
That's right, yeah.
Have you been to Rouge before?
No, I haven't. We'd love to see it.
Oh, well, the tickets are yours because you asked so nicely,
Excellent.
Graham.
No, I saw Tom Gleeson last night, and that was a great show.
Oh.
And we've booked about 6 shows to see this year, so doing our best to look after the Fringe.
Yeah, support local artists. Great to hear, Graham. Good on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Stay on the phone. Josh will get your details. Graham is off to Rouge, and I have tickets all week, so make sure you give me a call. It's at the Moa at Gluttony in Rymel Park, home of the biggest shows this Fringe. All tickets at gluttony.net.au. That's it for me. Thank you so much for today. I am going to give today's Wallace Cinemas family pass to Mary in Port Adelaide. She was annoyed about the tailgaters, and I love her tip of just putting on your hazards very quickly, so that'll ease them off. That'll get the tailgaters off your butt, won't it, if you put your hazards on? So Mary in Port Adelaide, the tickets are for you. Family pass to Wallace Cinemas. Make a day of it. Catch a movie this week. Mitcham, Mount Barker or Noarlunga. For sessions, visit wallace.com.au. That's it for me. I'm out of here, but Rowie and Timmy G are with you after 4.